Alright, you guys, this is as real as it gets. I'm sitting on the floor, hair not brushed, no makeup on, 5 weeks postpartum. Welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Camilla, and I am a first-time mom. I just had a baby 5 weeks ago, and whew, it's been a journey. So today is going to be a very honest and open conversation about what it's been like these last 5 weeks postpartum. If you haven't noticed, I have not uploaded any videos since the day before my baby was born. So my last video was my 39-week pregnancy update, and that night I went into labor. So yeah, I'm going to start the video at the beginning, basically from birth, from my son's birth, and then work my way up to 5 weeks postpartum. It's gonna be really honest. This whole becoming a mom thing has been so hard, and I feel like a lot of people don't talk about it. There's so many new moms on YouTube, or moms that give birth, they have a new baby on YouTube, and their first video up, they look perfect and they're acting like everything is perfect, and for me it's like not like that. I struggled really hard. So let's go all the way back to the day my baby was born, just so you can get, if you hear noises in the background, my baby's sitting right here in his little rocker. Yeah, he's sleeping. So my son's birth was not that bad. Like, it could have been way worse. I had just a 1st-degree tear. I honestly don't even know where the tear is. I had stitches, but I never looked, and I honestly never really felt that tear. I just felt an all-around soreness down there, and honestly my whole body. The day after I gave birth, my whole body was sore. I mean, I'm talking my arms were sore, my shoulders, my neck, just everything was sore because I had like the workout of my life. I pushed for 50 minutes, 50 minutes, which is not as long as a lot of people push, but then also there's some women who only push a few times or for 10 minutes, and that was really hard for me. Our first night, after I gave birth at 5:07 p.m. and that night I didn't sleep. I slept for maybe like 2 hours. I was holding my baby on my chest the whole night because they, had a little clear bassinet to put the baby in, but he kept choking on amniotic fluid, and I was just so nervous to leave him in there because I thought that if I left him in there and I went to sleep, I would not hear him choking. So I ended up holding him the whole night. So yeah, starting off right off the bat with no sleep. Also, I went into labor at 2 in the morning, so I was awake for so long. Like, I was laboring from 2 a.m. till 5 p.m. and then just no sleep after that. The hospital discharged us 24 hours after my son's birth, and then we went home. I was so excited to go home and leave the hospital. The coronavirus had me nervous to even be at the hospital, but I was just excited to go home with my husband and my son and to start our life together in our house. I live an hour away from the hospital, and about half an hour into our drive home, I was sitting in the back seat with the baby. I had this moment of, holy crap, what have I gotten myself into? Can I do this? Am I gonna be good at this? And I kind of I started crying in the back seat, and I told my husband, I was like, I'm scared. So yeah, that was my first day postpartum. I was really nervous to go home. We got home, got settled in, and pretty much every night for the next 2 weeks went the same as the first night home. No sleep, like an hour and a half of sleep per night. The baby just wouldn't let me put him down. These are pretty normal things, but it was very hard. And then with the hormone rush, it was so hard. I was so emotional especially for the first week, so emotional. Everything was making me cry. I had zero appetite, did not want to eat. I was just so thirsty for water. I was drinking so much water, it was insane. I was overall sore, but like not in like a ton of pain. I was sore getting up and down from sitting. My area down there felt sore, but I thought I would feel like I was in more pain, like in more physical pain, but mostly it was just the sleep deprivation that really had me going. I also have some notes here so I don't forget what I wanted to talk about at each stage. So yeah, no sleep, no appetite, and then I had a postpartum appointment 5 days postpartum at my OB, and they had like a paper test. The test asked things like, do you cry every day? Do you blame yourself for things that are not your fault? Just like silly questions like that. I answered honestly, and when I went into the room and to talk to the OB, she was concerned I had postpartum depression. Keep in mind, I'm only 5 days postpartum, so I don't know, she right off the bat wanted to get me on antidepressants, and I just thought that was like weird because baby blues is really normal for the first like 10 days, and it's super normal to be super emotional. Along with the whole coronavirus thing, that whole thing is just another situation, because I expected my whole pregnancy and my whole life that when I had a baby, my mom would be here to help me, my grandma, my mother-in-law. That's not the case because of coronavirus. Like literally still to this day, no one has held our baby except for me, my husband, and then, you know, the doctor and the nurses at the hospital. No one has held our baby. And I just thought I would have more help. It's not, I don't have that. So like, that makes me emotional, and I'm angry about that. So that postpartum appointment, she wanted to put me on antidepressants. I told her, you can prescribe them to me, but I'm not going to take them. So I didn't take them. Fast forward into week 2, I still was not getting sleep. Still, my average of sleep was about an hour and a half a night. My body was not as sore anymore, and I stopped bleeding at 10 days postpartum. After 10 days, it was just like really random spotting. Like I could go a whole day without any spotting, and then just a little bit of spotting would show up randomly, but pretty much stopped bleeding at 10 days postpartum. And I was still extremely emotional. So emotional all the time. So emotional. And that's normal. Like that doesn't mean you have postpartum depression. Like there's just so much going on, and like combined with the sleep deprivation, like that's the biggest thing. It wasn't until week 3 when I started to get 3 to 4 hours of sleep a night, which still doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're only getting an hour and a half for like 2 weeks, 3 and 4 hours of sleep makes a huge difference. I was handling things better by then. I had my appetite come back, and then I had another OB appointment. At that appointment, they weighed me, and I had lost over 30 pounds in like 2.5 weeks, basically. I actually, at that appointment, was 8 pounds below my pre-pregnancy weight, so I had lost so much weight, but my appetite had come back by then. So yeah, and then we're going into week 4 now. I'm looking at my notes, sorry. Week 4, still emotional, cry every day or every other day, at least once. Averaging about 4 to 5 hours of sleep, wow, instead of like the 3 to 4. Because the baby let me put him down more. He was sleeping more independently. I forgot to mention that the first 2 weeks postpartum, I was sleeping in the nursery. It was that bad. Like he wouldn't let me put him down. I was either sleeping in the nursing chair or I would sleep on the floor for an hour and a half. So yeah. And then tomorrow I will be exactly 5 weeks postpartum. So far I feel pretty good. I still do get emotional. I cried yesterday. For example, like yesterday I cried, and it was because it was like 10 p.m. and I'd been running on 5 hours of sleep from the night before, been up since 5 a.m. and I couldn't get my baby to sleep. He was crying for over an hour and I couldn't figure out why. You know, I checked the diaper, he had just eaten, he was burped, like all the things. I checked everything, couldn't figure out why he was crying. He was just screaming at the top of his lungs every single time I put him down in the bassinet, screaming. And I was so tired and so stressed out and frustrated, and I was crying. Those are like things that will make me cry. But it's usually towards the end of the day when I've been up since 5 a.m. and still hadn't gotten that much sleep, and it's like nighttime and all I want is just like 1 hour or 45 minutes of sleep, and it will, you know, start me over again. But, you know, we're on the baby schedule. So, yeah. The hardest thing about postpartum right now, for me, and this is probably maybe unique to this time in everyone's life if you live in the United States, is that I can't have family around. That is the hardest thing. I cry about it. Yeah, we're just like alone here in the house. Like, it's my husband and me and the baby, and every day is pretty much the same, because not only do we not have visitors over, we're not able to go out because it's not safe to go out, especially with a newborn. So we've done a few things, like we went to the park on Mother's Day. We also went to Joshua Tree National Park last week, and we had lunch, and we try to think of some things that we can do, but really we're pretty limited, and we live in a very rural area, so it's not like we can just like go on a walk. There's not like sidewalks where we live, or like paved roads even. So that's been really difficult, and that gets me really upset when I think about that. But yeah, 5 weeks postpartum, overall I feel good. I have my appetite, and I'm functioning way better throughout the day just because I'm getting the 4 to 5 hours of sleep. Yeah, the sleep thing is like the biggest thing, you guys. If you are lucky enough to have like more help, or maybe you're formula feeding and you don't need the baby at your breast every 2 hours, get as much sleep as you can. And I know what they say, sleep when the baby sleeps. That's really hard to do, especially during the day. At night, I have no problems going down when the baby goes down, but during the day, I cannot sleep during the day. I tried everything. We have blackout curtains, I have an eye mask, we got white noise playing, and it is so hard for me to sleep before like 7 p.m. and to sleep after like 7 a.m. So yeah, it's really hard. So that is my honest 5-week postpartum update, you guys. I'm sorry I haven't uploaded a video in so long. I know my goal this year was to upload 1 video every week. I have not done that because I haven't uploaded a video in 5 weeks, and it is what it is. I'm doing my best. So yeah, let me show you my baby though. He's so cute. Here we go. He's sleeping. He's so cute and precious. I love him. So yeah, now I'm getting into the swing of things. We're mostly on a routine, you know. Obviously, he's still really young and he can be very unpredictable, but I'm starting to get the hang of things, and hopefully there will be a lot more videos to come. And thanks for sticking around my channel and watching. You guys can also follow me on Instagram, Cafeteria Food with a K. Alright, bye.